everyone that tried to tell me that I wasn't eclectic enough, which I actually think I am, who told me that I just didn't get it, who I just didn't understand. This nigga's a genius. Season three of of Atlanta, it wasn't good, and I'll stand on that. And it was so bad that I still haven't finished season four, and maybe season four is better, and maybe sometime I'll get around to it. But finally, Donald Glover came from his shelter and gave us an interview where he even says that it's not very good. I feel vindicated, though I really don't give a fuck what niggas be talking about. But I feel vindicated because it was like, hey, if he agrees, and he tried to compare it to Quentin Tarantino. I was like, yeah, he does two good things, and then he's got one bad thing. And I was like, okay, yeah, but he knows it. Um, yeah, I didn't that shit didn't go over my head. Sometimes art just don't hit. And it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm
It's
not judging you.
okay.
Sometimes it hits, sometimes it misses. We've all missed, This is why I get dressed way before I you see it on Instagram. I stand in front of this mirror that's back here and I say, and I put my dog on the couch and I consult with my dog and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And a lot of times she's like, that ain't it. And then once we figure it out, once we get together on it, then it's like, all right, then the world can see it. But it goes through a process. And sometimes the process ain't it. And this wasn't it.
Hey, sometimes the dog gets it wrong. Sometimes the dog gets it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing, bro. Uh, yeah. To everybody that tried to tell us that we were not eclectic enough. Everybody, so we some eclectic ass niggas, but we get shit. We understand how art works. And I think the thing is, I was like very. Nobody is saying that it's not good. Nobody's saying that it's not, you know, quality as far as like it's shot well. The old Vince Staples standard. Is it mixed well? Does it rhyme? Blah blah blah. Like all that. Then the rest of it is just your opinion. Yes, but there is such thing as like a general consensus, right? And there is a thing that's like, we do kind of have this standard of what came before it to base this off of. No, we just being dickheads about it. Yeah, it looks beautiful. And if this wasn't a show called Atlanta, where the first two seasons they were in Atlanta and everything else that happened, happened. Also, had he not taken some years off before he gave us this bullshit ass season, maybe we would have maybe we had a different opinion. But at the moment, it's doo doo. And he's like going to, and like him saying that, like admitting it, and that right there is like, okay, well, yeah, that's all I needed. That's all I needed. I didn't need it, but now that I have it, thank you, Donald. Thank you. But even then, he tried to like backtrack and was like, oh well, I'm thinking that are we at that place yet where black people, where black creatives can make that? It's like, no, bro. And not that I think it's bad. No, you think it's bad. You think it's bad, and it's fine. Just say it. Yeah, I could have did better on that one. It's okay. We're gonna support for the next one. I promise.
Yeah, you know what? In that, I think as far as black creators are concerned, I think there obviously should be more latitude for them to fuck up. But like you said, like there was a precedence already set in season one and two. And I'm not so upset about it not being shot in Atlanta, but like there was a gap between
Yeah,
like in season two, he was like just kind of getting on, like signing the deal, I believe. And then season three, he's already on
right.
tour. So like there's it was almost like the difference with like the
World
space
tour.
between Snowfall season four and Snowfall season five. I don't know if you watched that, but like we didn't know who Franklin's lady was, and it was like, but now he's engaged and she's pregnant, and we didn't even know he had anyone. And then right in season five, it's like, well, we probably should know something. And then so like and then like not having like it felt like one and two were connected into this story, and then three just was kind of dropped,
Bingo.
and it's random,
Bingo.
and then not even just that. It's like it didn't even follow the story. It was like one episode goes to the story and it's something random, and then another episode goes to the story and it's something random, and then and then it was just kind
And
of
then
all over the place.
so he built it into like an anthology series, and it's like I'm not mad at it. I watch them. I watch shows where it's a different thing every episode. I don't have any problem with it. Just the fact that it wasn't done well. Like it just wasn't done well, and it's not even like all the episodes that were. Maybe if you isolate it and you watch, the Kevin Samuels episode by itself, maybe it's good on its
Exactly.
own. But
Yep.
sandwiched in between the baguette episode and some other I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like it's too much. It's too much. And also the trauma of it all. The black trauma of it. I don't play well in spaces that like I don't have a need to do this like science that I don't like the science fiction fan racism fan fiction shit. Like I don't like the well, what if those kids that kid that hugged the cop during the protest? Well, we all know how the story ended, and his adopted family, he was murdered with his adopted siblings by these two white activists. What if they escaped? Yeah, I don't need that shit. Like I don't need to think. That's not entertainment for me. Like that whole thing, and even in the Kevin Samuels thing, before there's like a commercial break before then, and like you think that the kid got shot. I don't need anything reminding me that niggas was getting shot. I don't need it. So
Yep.
then it's like, what are we here for? So just the space that he likes to play in is a space I don't like to be in. So off the rip, I'm kind of already rubbed the wrong way. I don't really trust him, but we'll get into that later.
And it's not smart.
No, we'll get into that
It's
now.
it's not smart. And before you get into hold the thought, because I don't want you to lose it, because I know where you're going.
Yeah,
If I think there's a way to do, like, if there's a point that you're trying to get across, like, and that to me was what frustrated me the most with having a conversation with people about the show and that season, was like people are trying to. I think I'm pretty deep, and not like in a facetious kind of way or a patronizing kind of way, but like I think sometimes people are like fake deep, and like they try to do too much with like art, so much so that like we kind of lose like the entertainment. And so like there's a way to do both, where like you can like something that's like satirical, but like if it's not entertaining and it's also the point is not clear, like the whole shit is a wash. Like
exactly.
even if you gave me the point, because that episode you're talking about, I don't even understand what the point that was. It's just to be like, what if? It's like I don't play in hypotheticals. Like
I don't need racial what ifs, bro. I don't need it. I don't need. It's cute. It's cute when Disney Plus do it. It's nice when Marvel do it. I don't need it on the racism spectrum. Like that's why, as glad as upset as I am that Lovecraft Country got canceled. I'm I wasn't like upset knowing that what they were gonna do was, well, what if white people were the black people? Like I don't need it. Like I'm all right. I don't want to do that. And one of the reasons I don't trust Donald Glover, I'm gonna save the Umar. I'm gonna save the Umar. I'm gonna save it. I'm saving. I might circle back around once once we'll see if we do this John Majors update or not. I might circle back around. I don't know. But one of the reasons is just because when like you said, when the entertainment and the message gets lost, when both of those things get lost, it gets tough to understand what the real purpose is. So I feel like a time and one of the reasons that I feel like that is because you have these two artists, and I don't know if I talked about this last episode or not. But we'll do two similar artists: Jordan Peele, Donald Glover. Jordan Peele makes Get Out, some movie in which we play in racial hypotheticals. It's entertaining enough. It's a space I don't really like being in. It's kind of like you tell me we're gonna make a movie about Revenge of the Body Snatchers with white people. And like I don't really want to see that. I'm not interested in it. But I want to go see it because I know that if we do not support these things, then
you will get
we
another
will not get it.
opportunity.
you want opportunities to make all the other shit you want to make. So then that stops random acts of flyness and whatever the fuck else is going on, right? That stops everything. So cool with that. Go support it. It's actually a good movie. At the end of it, you think it's some fuck shit finna go down. Okay, he finna get caught up on killing all these white people, and they finna light his ass up. No, it's Lil Well. It's Lil Rel. Everybody's like, oh shit, thank God. Why? Because we don't have to play in this traumatic space. And I think that's what he was attempting to do
And you know
with
what?
the
Real,
whole.
real quick, I was in the theater and I was like, I wanted him to get arrested because I was like, yes, not a happy ending.
Ah,
Like, like
but
not a,
see,
like,
what's, see if I would have thought it was, if I would have just like, oh, he gonna get arrested, damn, I would, I would hope for a sequel where they break this nigga out of some shit. I don't fucking know, but
that's an
if it would have
alternate
been a
ending
situation where
too.
they lit this nigga up, that's the thing. I'm like, all right, cool, I will take that. On the special features on the DVD, I'm saying, not a bonus content on streaming, I'll take it. And I think that's where he was trying to go with it, but it just didn't. The space that you're playing in is so traumatic. Like, we talking about kids that got murked. Like, and Karina was telling me about like, she listens to this podcast called Cognac and Conspiracies, in which they do like a kind of a deep dive on and it's like drunk history, but it's in a little bit more accurate. But yeah, they did like kind of a deep dive on it. It's basically like how the system just failed them, like how one of them had already been locked up for beating on the kids, and the teachers had called and all this stuff, and there were so many like things that were put in place to make sure that these kids were safe, and it didn't happen. They shouldn't even been with them in the first place. The kids, I think, were from like Texas, they moved them all the way to Minnesota. There's no reason that this should have happened in the first place. So I think that the space that we're playing in is too serious for you to be playing. But all that being said, that's kind of why I don't trust him, and I'm glad it helps me to trust him a little bit, knowing that he also is like, that shit was kind of mid, and it's like, thank you. So tell all your supporters that, hey, you know what, it's mid, but I'm allowed to make mid because I'm a black creative. And all these other people get to make mid and still cook. We're not trying to take you out of the kitchen. We're just trying to keep you on your square, bro. That's all it is. We are not trying to take you out. We want you to keep creating and keep making shit. Just be a little bit more thoughtful in how you execute it. Cause you still ain't watched Swarm yet, did you?
No, and I was about to say he's a part of that too, right?
Yeah, that's his shit. And he's working. I think he said in the same interview he talked about working with Malia Obama on her first movie or movie she's trying to get made. So we're gonna see some more shit from that team and more shit from him, of course. And I'm excited too. I just want there to be a little bit more thought into
Yeah.
how things are portrayed or for the purpose behind them. Like, if it's just entertainment, then just entertain us. If there's a thought behind it and there's a message you want to get across, figure out how to get the message across while also entertaining us. Don't drop one for the other or go too much one way and whatever. Just do the shit. What's the nigga that made Sorry to Bother You? I forgot his name, but that guy
Oh, boots or something like
purely,
that.
yeah. I was about to say Bootsy Collins, but Boots something. Yeah, you're right. Boots Riley. I think it is. Um, Hilarious, completely at left field. Don't make no sense. Like the wildest shit I have seen in a minute. But ultimately, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So there's ways that can be done, and I think he's done it before in the previous season, and I don't think he would have a problem doing it again. I just think it might be that success shit when it's like, are you too hot to kind of give a fuck about what everybody says? You hear it, but I'm too important to give a fuck or to like adhere to it. Everybody just kind of does this thing where they say, well, the internet's not real. It's like, no, bro, like it's people behind here that's really telling you this shit
Yeah.
to help you improve.
And I'm all
But
and I'm
yeah,
here I'm here for self-reflection and self-awareness and just holding yourself accountable. So I think with him actually acknowledging that it wasn't very good, um, like you said, it makes me want to trust him even more, just simply because
exactly.
I know he's not gonna dabble into that in that way without being like very careful that it's actually going to be something good. So that actually makes me want to watch Swarm even more. Not to say that I didn't want to watch it. I just hadn't.
No, you
Sometimes I
wanted to watch it.
yeah. Sometimes I log out. Nah, but sometimes I log into apps and then I forget what the fuck I'm supposed to be watching because there's other stuff that pops up. But there's so many. I
They
just need
they
everything to go back to
recabled us.
cable. Yeah, I need everything to go
Yeah,
back.
they recabled us. And yeah, exactly. I need one box that has everything. And you pick it for me. I don't want to be in charge of this shit anymore. Let me just flip to a channel. I'm watching whatever's on it. If the Netflix channel from 2 to 10 is playing Love Is Blind, I'm off the Netflix. We're gonna see what's on the HBO Max show. But
And then for me,
y'all gotta pick it for me. Y'all schedule
I'm
my
just
shit.
gonna hit I'm just gonna hit record and just let it sit there. And then when I come back to it, I'm like, oh, I got everything I'm supposed to watch. I got to keep up with Apple TV and then Amazon and then
Apple TV's
Peacock.
got some good shit, man.
They are man, they must use different cameras over there. Like those, everything just looks so crisp. Everything looks. I saw a documentary. It
Shot
was
all off
on.
an iPhone.
I saw a documentary. It was on like 20 years from 9/11, I think, or something like that, and it had like all the major players in it, and they just looked like, I was like, did they shoot this bitch on 12K? Like I've seen this footage before, and why does it look crisper?
Glass every time. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess there's two ways to go with this now. Actually, now that I mention it, because I just literally mentioned presidency. So there's one way we can go, or we could continue with John Majors.
Mm,
Either way, you tell me.
we'll John Majors is gonna be quick, so we'll save that for in the middle of
Okay,
something. Let's go president. Let's do that one.
okay, all right. So unless you guys were living under a rock, the biggest news of the, I guess, the weekend was